Welcome to the Get Sacred podcast. I'm your host, intuitive life coach Melissa Elysian, and I'm here to teach you how to create more money, more love, and more sacred success. If you're ready to create a lusciously abundant and pleasure-filled life, you're in the right place. Hey, love. Oh, there is so much going on in the world right now, and it's making me want to be in touch more often and share more often, and it's making me want to support in a more authentic and generous way. And so I'm thinking about releasing more episodes than normal this week, just so I can offer what I'm feeling called to give, and so that you feel that support and you have that support, and also so that I nourish myself in following through with what I'm called to do. Not because I don't feel that way, as much as I know that when I stay aligned with my purpose and with the call over my life, there's always a beautiful gift in the exchanges that happen. And it is also my best use of myself and my energies. And so I'm dedicating myself to it as an example and also as an offering. So for this episode, I want to talk about how to find rest in this revolution. And I might not be saying anything to you that's brand new, but it doesn't change the fact that we need the reminders. Certainly, I can go through my day and forget all of the things that really keep me grounded and keep me sane. Sometimes I forget the basic things that this body needs to function when I'm consumed with a project or the news or all of the places the mind and spirit wander. So I'm going to offer this as a reminder in these times, a way for you to stay grounded. And the importance in that is that we really need to conserve our energy and our clarity, right? Create clarity. And we need to conserve those things, our energy and our capacity to think clearly and take action. We need to do it right now more than ever. It's always true that coming from a place where you're rested in your mind and body and soul will be the most efficient, the most fulfilling, the most profitable, the most abundant, and the most nourishing way to move forward with anything that your heart is calling you to do. So I just want to offer this. I want you to find ways to rest your mind, body, and spirit. One, I want you to rest your mind. I am absolutely consumed with video footage and newsreels and social media around what's going on right now around this movement. And I can't help myself. I am captivated. Nothing seems to be more important than it, right? I'm fixated. I'm invested. I'm concerned. My life feels like it's on the line because it is, right? I can't seem to get myself to pull away. And so I've had to be very diligent about being intentional about what I'm doing with my mind. And the best so far that I've been able to do is to make sure that I'm meditating. So I would offer that if you're experiencing what I am in the overwhelm and also not being able to pull myself away from it, that you find time every day for a few minutes to get quiet. I know meditation's not everyone's thing, but meditate on your own or use a guided meditation or find some other thing that allows you to release your mind from what's going on. Here's the thing about what's going on. The circumstance is on the physical plane. This is my real body. This is my real, very tangible, I can feel it, beautiful brown body. And so I am in this body and in this reality. And when I'm in danger, when I'm in fear, it's hard to remember that I am more than this body. I am more than this physical plane. I am more than this reality. And, I really feel like the system that we're fighting is working towards not allowing us to remember that. When you have to be constantly in fear for this body, it's hard to remember that you're more than this body because every cell in it is concerned. Every cell of it is engaged with a real threat. And so I'd like to offer that just take a few minutes, not to separate from this body, but to be mindful of it in some quiet, in some rest of your mind. And I think it's been a struggle. It's not easy for me to get quiet right now. But just do it. Do it for 5 minutes. Create the space. Create the space because when you're in the middle of it is very different than being the observer. And what we can create and what we can imagine and the actions that we can plan in a place of perspective is more powerful. So this is not about necessarily even just getting away as much as it's about opening a channel because there's powerful work to do and we need guidance and we need wisdom. So I want you to rest your mind. I also want you to rest your body. And when I say that, I don't mean just sleep. I want you to sleep, right? I'm trying to set rules with myself about when I will stop engaging with things because I'm so wanting to know. I'm so in my feelings that I kind of don't want to let it go. And it's making it hard to sleep. So I'm having to create boundaries around this. And I mean, these are boundaries that I set before around work and entertainment and stuff like that. But right now, the pull is so strong to know everything that's happening that I can't really get myself to engage even when it's late at night. So, resting the body, of course, is important. Sleeping at night, taking naps if you need during the day, but also resting the body from the trauma. Resting the body from the trauma includes releasing, moving your body, stretching, dancing, finding ways to let the trauma get released from these bodies. These bodies are carrying so much trauma. So you need to move. You need to move in a way that can give you that freedom, right? We're all clear on the benefits of a massage. And the reason why it feels so good is because of not just the physical things we're letting go on the table, but also the energetic things that gets let go when the body is touched and it is moved and jostled in ways that we can let go. So right now, as I take in the scenes of what's going on in the street, and some of it is horrifying. We've already been seeing so many of those images, and now we're watching it every single day happen to protesters, right? And we're taking that in and consuming. So we're actually exposing ourselves to more. And I'm not saying to look away, God, no. But we have to be able to take care. So when I say rest your body, I want you to give it a little bit of extra time and energy for shaking this stuff off. I wish it was that easy. There's no shaking it off, but the movement helps. The movement helps to release the trauma. It's so nourishing for our bodies. So find movement, find ways to release and nourish your body, right? When I say rest your body, I also mean make it easy for every cell in your body. Like drink more water and maybe less caffeine and less sugar. Like take in the fuel that you need to sustain the work that has to be done, right? And everybody's work is different. I talked about this in the last episode. Some people are going to be in the street. Some people are going to be in courthouses. Some people are going to be having difficult conversations with their families. Some people are going to be having difficult conversations with their colleagues and their friends, right? Some of us are showing up in paying for what needs to be paid for, people getting out of jail and paying for systems that fight this oppression, supporting the people who can show up in the ways that they are. And some of us are writing, and some of us are learning, and some of us are risking everything. Some of us are risking our bodies. Nourish yourself, nourish your body by giving it what it needs to sustain the work that has to be done. Lastly, before I move on, I just want to speak to the fact that on top of everything that's been going, one of the things that's been so exhausting is and heartbreaking is the kinds of work that I have to do around relationship right now, right? I'm in a place where I'm paying attention to what people are saying and what they're doing and what their response is, and I'm judging, right? I'm making judgments based on what's happening about how I like whether or not I feel safe with a person. And it means that relationships are changing. And so, on top of the loss of lives, and on top of the loss of just like having my attention be completely focused and engaged in this, and not being able to really take myself too much further than that, like a loss of control in that way, we're losing relationships. We're losing old ways of being. We're losing faith in organizations. We're losing faith in people that we thought were allies. We're losing faith in ourselves. Some of us are being let down by the fact that we haven't shown up in the right way. It's exhausting. That's why I'm saying we have to rest and nourish. Okay, so the last thing is to nourish your soul. Be in community in whatever way and capacity that you can in spaces that feel safe. This is heavy to carry alone, and a lot of us are isolated. So, rest in that regard means finding the spaces where you don't have to put on a show, or you don't have to be the teacher, or you don't have to make everyone feel like it's okay. Finding rest is getting in spaces where you can show up as yourself right now. I mean, I feel like that's good medicine for every day of life, but right now I really don't find myself having the capacity to be in spaces where I need to be anything but angry, upset, hurting, sad, mournful, frustrated. If I have to teach, if I have to explain, if I have to pretend that I'm feeling better than I am, it's extra work. And one of the ways that I'm resting my soul is by not making it do that, by giving that up, by letting those things go. Another way to nourish your soul in this time is to lean into comfort, lean into affection, lean into asking for support. I've been getting a lot of requests I've had a lot of people reach out and ask if they can help me in this way or that way. And it's been very good for my soul to see that and to feel that. But I've been so overwhelmed that I didn't even know exactly how to respond, what I needed. So I've had to like stop and go like really think about it. What do you need? What will make this just a little bit more tolerable? What will sustain you? You know, what will help you sustain the energy that you need to do your work and to continue to show up and to have the hard conversations, to take in what I'm taking in. Rest your soul by asking for what you need and being willing to receive it. Rest your soul by not taking on more than you can bear. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not offering that advice to everyone right now, because there are plenty of people, plenty of groups of people, people that I've called friends, people I've called colleagues, people that I love that know that they haven't shown up in a real way, and they're understanding that and they're starting to take action. And I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not talking about you. If you know that you haven't done your part, I'm not offering for you to rest right now. No, I need you to be willing to be uncomfortable so that those of us who have been, those of us who are exhausted, those of us who can't take it anymore can breathe, can take a break, can have a minute. I need you to do your work so that you can let the rest have a chance to have humanity One of the things about rest that the patriarchy, the racist patriarchy and capitalism doesn't want you to know or understand is that they've convinced most of us that rest is not, it doesn't belong to us. It's for those who are not trying hard enough. It's for those who are weak. It's for those who don't want it bad enough. And for me as a woman of color, I feel like they've tried to convince me and compel me that rest doesn't belong to me, right? When they make it so that I have to work so much just to make the same as a white man, right? When they make it so that even if I get, a master's or a doctorate, I'm still not going to earn or get the respect of somebody who hasn't showed up as much, who hasn't done as much work, who isn't as qualified. When they refuse to let me into a boardroom or let me have a say, what they're saying is that I have to try harder all the time, right? I have to work harder to have the same things that they have, and they still won't let me have it. So, rest is something they've never really given as an option for me. And as a human being who needs to sleep and needs to eat and needs to rest, anything that says that that is not an option for me is saying that I'm not a human. That's real. And so, if you're feeling like you have extra work to do, I implore you to use your capacity to do that work so that those of us who need to rest can rest in the ways that we can. But don't be fooled. None of us are really resting well. None of us are sleeping well. None of us are doing anything at full capacity. And we never have. We've always done it from a place of working harder and swallowing the discomfort, fear, devastation, and sadness. That is the reality of being a part of a society who hasn't cared. So, my loves, rest your soul. Find ways to be in community. Find ways to be able to show up authentically. Find ways to put down work that doesn't belong to you. Find ways to engage in activity that is nourishing, right? Enjoy your family. Be human. Have love. Feel it deeply. Find ways to laugh right now. Find ways to have joy right now, if you can. Find ways to feed your soul right now in all the ways that you can, because we have a lot of work to do. There's something happening right now, and it really needs us to find the capacity to sustain the, what's the right word? The right word is revolution. The right word is revolution. We need the capacity to sustain the energy required for revolution. We need the capacity to sustain the energy it's going to take to say, no, we're serious, enough is enough. Like, we're not going back to what we had. Like, something new has to be birthed. And for us to do that, we need to rest in all of the ways that we can. Our minds, our bodies, and our souls, so that we can do this work. What I'm saying, I know I said this earlier, is true all the time. It's true all the time. It's true all the time in everything that we set out to do in the world. We need to take care of these bodies, to take care of this soul. I need to take care of this soul. I need to take care of my mind so that I have the energy, so that I have the clarity, so that I open myself up as a channel to receive guidance for what to do next and how to do it, so that I'm open and so that I remember who I am. I'm not just this body, right? I'm way bigger than that, and I'm also this body. And so there's certainly a reason for why I'm in this body or that you're in your body. And if you listen, if you let yourself be a vessel, if you let yourself open to hearing what the universe intends for you to do with this precious life in this precious body, then our steps towards a world that we can believe in and that we feel free to enjoy and free to be in our fullness in is something that we can create. Okay, take care of yourself and take care of each other. Talk soon. Hey love, before you go, I want to invite you to join my program, 6 Figure Frequency. It's for sacred women who want to align with the energy of 6 figures or more. Go to melissaalesian.com/money to join.